Assalamualaikum. I am Azim binti Abdullah and my matric number is A22809887. I would like to explain on a case study 1. Case study 1 is about Malaysia's GDP to moderate 4.2% in 2023 ongoing external risk. For question 1, explain the importance of calculating national income with the example. Calculating national income such as Malaysia's GDP is crucial for assessing a country's economic health. It provides insight into the overall economic performance, helps in policy formulation, and enables comparisons with other nations. For Malaysia, a GDP growth rate of 4.2% in 2023 indicates the pace of economic expansions, but the mention of ongoing external risks suggests potential challenges like global economic conditions or trade issues that need careful consideration for accurate economic planning and risk. For the next question, briefly explain how the economic sectors are important to support the economic growth. This sentence highlights the importance of various economic sectors in supporting Malaysia's growth. Well-developed infrastructure facilitates efficient business operation, competitive manufacturing and service sectors drive productivity and exports, while substantial natural resources contribute to sectors like agriculture and energy, collectively boosting economic resilience and growth. Question number 3 is at the last paragraph, explain how the government can solve the economic problem occurs at the time. The government can address economic challenges by implementing strategic policy. This may include fiscal measures like stimulus package, monetary interventions, and targeted investment in key sectors. Additionally, fostering a conducive business environment, promoting innovation, and maintaining effective regulatory frameworks can contribute to long-term economic stability.
Hi, my name is Natasha bin Bahruddin and my matric number is A22A0614. I will explain about case which is case 2, which is Malaysian private consumption could be priced by meeting economic outlook. First, the question is private expenditure is important role in the determine the national income. Refer to first paragraph. Discuss how private consumption influence the national income. Support with the graph. And my answer is understanding national income often referred to as gross domestic product (GDP) encapsulates the total value of all goods and services produced within a country borders over a specific period. It serves as a vital measure of economic health. The consumption's function is relate private consumption to disposable income. As private consumption increases, it directly influences the aggregate demand in the economy. The aggregate demand AD curve portrays the total quantity of goods and services demanded at different price level. An increase in private consumption lead to a right shift in the curve. Signifying higher spending on goods and service. Impact on national income. The rightward shift in the curve indicates increased demand for goods and service. Businesses respond by increasing productions to meet this demand. The rise in production contributes to an overall increase in the national income. Second, disposable income calculation. Disposable income represents the amount of income available to household after deducting personal income tax. The formula for disposable income is disposable incomes equals personal income minus personal income tax. So, substituting the provide values, disposable income equals 250 billions minus 60 billions, and the total of disposable income is 190 billion. Question 3. Calculate national income and disposable income. National income calculations. The calculation of national income involves summing up various components to provide a comprehensive measure of a country's economic performance. So, the formula for national income is national income equals net private domestic investment plus receipt of factor income from the rest of the world plus government consumption and investment plus export minus import minus depreciations. Substituting the given values, national income equals 100 billion for plus 4 billions plus 75 billion plus 60 billion minus 50 billions and minus 50 billions. So national income, the total of national income is RM. Question 3. Suppose the government of Malaysia increase government spending on medical and educational expenses. Explain how economy adjusts to the change in government spending. So my answer is, suppose the government of Malaysia decide to increase spending on crucial sector like medical and education. This strategic move representing an expansionary fiscal policy sets in motion several adjustments within the economy. First, aggregate demand shift. The increased government spending directly influence aggregate demand, prompting a rightward shift in the AT curve. The shift signifies a boost in overall demand for goods and services. Second, multiplier effect. The initial increase in government spending initiates a multiplier effect. This ripple effect leads to additional rounds of spending and productions, further stimulating economic activities. 3. Employment and output. Higher government spending, especially in medical and educational sector, may result in increased employment. This contributes to a rise in overall economic activity and output. And last one, in inflationary pressure. Depending on the existing economic conditions, increased government spending could potentially exert inflationary pressure if it suppresses the economic productive capacity. Calculate national income and disposable income. National income calculations. The calculation of national income involves summing up various components to provide a comprehensive measure of a country's economic performance. So, the formula for national income is national income equals net private domestic investment plus receipt of factor income from the rest of the world plus government consumption and investment plus export minus import minus depreciations. Substituting the given values, national income equals 100 billion for plus 4 billions plus 75 billion plus 60 billion minus 50 billions and minus 50 billions. So national income, the total of national income is RM 189 billion. Second, disposable income calculation. Disposable income represents the amount of income available to household after deducting personal income tax. The formula for disposable income is disposable incomes equals personal income minus personal income tax. So, substituting the provide values, disposable income equals 250 billions minus 60 billions, and the total of disposable income is 1.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurin Dayana binti Muhammad Fairul Aswad and my metric number is 8228098. Now, I will proceed for the case study 3. For the question number 1 of case study 3, the answer is in February 2023, the 12-month CPI inflation rate was 12.0%, up from 11.7% in January. The CPI inflation rate climbed by 1.1% from January to February on a monthly basis. In February, the 12-month CPIF Consumer Price Index with fixed interest rates inflation rate was 9.4. The inflation rate was impacted by a broad increase in food prices, with milk, cheese, eggs, and vegetables contributing the most. Also, housing costs have risen over the last year, with the major contribution coming from higher mortgage interest rates and utility price. They contributed 2.7 and 0.7 percentage points respectively. In addition, there have been price rises in recreation and culture, including package holidays. Price rises for restaurant visits, lodging, furnishing, and household goods were also reported. In February, car prices increased, as did personal care price. To conclude, the consumer price index for February was 9.4% according to the CPIF, which is unaffected by changes in mortgage interest rates, unlike the CPI. In January, it was 9.3%, which is an increase compared to January when it was 8.7%. The inflation rate computed excluding energy products increased to 9.3%. Next is question number 2. Based on your opinion, what are the initiatives of the government to help the B40 group to increase their standard of living? In my opinion, the initiative of the government to help the B40 group to increase their standard of living is by increasing the provision of affordable housing. The government will persist in granting the accessibility of cost-effective residences for B40 group. B40 group will be offered loans at a preferential interest rate, along with a 10-year period during which they are not allowed to sell the property in order to facilitate their home ownership. In addition, the Affordable Housing Initiative of Perbadanan Prima Malaysia and Syarikat Perumahan Negara Berhad will be ongoing. Eligible families will have access to housing rental assistance. Furthermore, state government will be urged to provide a sufficient allocation for affordable housing. The housing policies for B40 group will prioritize both the quality and upkeep aspect. The current affordable apartments and homes will undergo renovation as part of a comprehensive initiative aimed at enhancing the living circumference of the neighborhood. The government would continue to create integrated communities under the PPR program to offer homes with basic utilities for improvised families in a rural region, particularly the orang asli in Peninsular Malaysia, in the Bumi-Putra in Sabah and Sarawak. The program Perumahan Rakyat PPR also will be extended to cater to impoverished families residents. For question number 3 is differentiate between short-run full capacity and long-run full employment. Short-run full capacity and long-run full employment are economic words used to express several ideas connected to resources used in an economy. Short-run full capacity is referred as short terms to the immediate or near-term time frame. Short-run full capacity is the highest possible level of output or production that an economy can reach with its current resources and technology without making substantial modification to its capital stock or technology. It may include the use of all accessible labor and capital resources, but it does not necessarily imply that these resources are utilized effectively or efficiently. Short-term fluctuations such as variation in demand or sudden changes in supply may have an influence on the actual levels of production. Long-run full employment. Over time, the economy has more adaptability to modify its resources, capital stock, and technology. Long-run full employment is the amount of economic production that may be maintained over an extended period without inducing inflation or deflation. It is linked to the notion of the neutral level of unemployment. Obtaining long-term full employment entails the economy functioning at its maximum output, with all available resources, such as labor and capital, being completely used in optimum and efficient way. Long-term concerns include modification in the capital stock, investment in technology, and the convergence of human capital, enabling the economy to achieve and sustain a steady and sustainable level of employment and output. To conclude, short-run full capacity is concerned with immediate output level based on available resources, but long-run full employment involves continuous optimal resource utilization over a lengthy period of time with adjustment in. Question number 4. Using an appropriate diagram, analyze how an improvement in technology affects the equilibrium output and price level of an economy. As you can see, the diagram will look like this. The supply curve S upward sloping from the left to right and the demand curve D downward sloping from left to right. The point where this curve intersect is labeled as the initial equilibrium point E. Then, the supply curve S shifted from S0 to S1. This shift represents the increase in supply due to technological improvement. The intersection between S1 and the demand curve is labeled as E0. The technological improvement increases productivity and efficiency, reducing the cost of production. Lower production costs lead to an increase in the quantity, supply, shifting the supply curve to the right. The increase in supply results in a higher equilibrium quantity and potential. Last but not least is question number 5, which is using the aggregate demand and short-run aggregate supply model, analyze the impact of the equilibrium output and price for each of the following. For this question, I'll provide the graph together with the explanation above. Firstly, for the question A, which is an increase in consumption due to higher income. When the consumption due to higher income increased, the aggregate demand AD curve shifted from AD0 to AD1. Short-run aggregate supply intersect with AD1, leading to an increase in both equilibrium output and the price level. The increase in consumption stimulated demand for goods and services. Output increased, leading to an economic expansion. The price level also rises due to increased demand. B. A higher wage rate for all workers. When wage rate for all workers is higher, the short-run aggregate supply curve shifted from SRAS 0 to SRAS 1. The intersection between SRAS1 curve with the AD curve results in a lower equilibrium output and a higher price level. The increase in consumption stimulates demand for goods and services. Output increase, leading to economic expansion, and the price level rise. C. An increase in government spending due to the implementation of expansionary fiscal policy. When the government spending due to the implementation of expansionary increase, the aggregate demand AD curve shifted from AD0 to AD1. The intersection between AD1 curve with the short-run aggregate supply curve, leading to an increase in both equilibrium output and the price level. Increased government spending boosts overall demand in the economy. Output increase, leading to economic expansion, and the price level rises due to the increased demand. D. Tsunami destroyed most of the factories located along the coastline. The destruction of factories reduces the aggregate supply, shifting the short-run aggregate supply curve from SRAS0 to SRAS1. The intersection between SRAS1 curve and the aggregate demand AD curve results in a lower equilibrium output and a higher price level. Destruction of factories reduces the productivity capacity of the economy. Output decrease, leading to economic contraction, and the price level rises due.
Case study 4. Break down the issue of rising prices of goods in prudent way. First, what is the inflation rate? The percentage change in the average price level of goods and services in an economy over a given time period is known as the inflation rate. The article stated that the rate of inflation in December 2021 will be 3.2%. Second, how to calculate the inflation rate with an example. The formula for inflation rate is CPI current year minus CPI previous year times 100 over CPI previous year. For example, if the CPI in the article for 2021 is 105 and the CPI in the 2020 is 100, then the inflation rate would be inflation rate 105 minus 100 times 100 equal to 5%. 3. Based on the information in the article given, what causes inflation in the domestic market? A number of factors contribute to the rise in inflation caused by domestic market prices of goods and services, including a 9.5% changes in transportation component, a 3.4% changes in housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuel, and a 3.2% change in food and non-alcoholic beverages in 2021. B. What type of inflation happened in China and the United States US? Give a reason for your answer. The inflation is a problem in both China and the US, especially in light of the post-pandemic growing energy crisis. This is explained by a cost push factor that arises from rising fuel prices, which affect production costs and drive up prices. Briefly explain economic policy could be used and how the implementation of the policy will change a price level. The purpose economic strategy make use of financial and fiscal measure and as microeconomic stabilization tool. Tax incentive for business, one-time tax exemption, and productivity-based subsidies are examples of short-term action plan. 4. Explain who benefit from inflation. Debtors may benefit from inflation if they can repay loans with funds that are less valuable now than they were first obtained. Those with fixed rate debt also profit from it. They also gain from investors in inflation adjustable assets like real estate. Number 5. Discuss the reason why inflation is considered to be a problem for an economy. A lot of factors make inflation a concern for the economy, including: first, trade balance deficit. The balance of payment will deteriorate as the cost of domestic goods rises in international market, making them less competitive while foreign goods become more affordable. This shift in pricing dynamic is expected to lead to a rise in import and a decline in export, ultimately causing a deficit in the balance of payment. Second, reduction in saving. As the inflation rate increases, the purchasing power of money declines, leading to a reduced incentive for individuals to save. Consequently, the public is more inclined to explore all alternative investment options rather than preserving their money through saving. Third, income distribution. Income distribution disparity among various groups become more pronounced essentially. 3. Emerge both winner and loser. Business investor and farmer fall into the benefiting group as they profit from the increase in prices. And lastly, economic growth. A rise in the inflation rate will impact the nation's economic growth, resulting in diminished return on investment and adversely affecting export competitiveness. This in turn will cause a decrease in export level, leading to.
For case study 5, women's involvement in labor force and participation rate (LFPR) in Malaysia. For question 1, find labor force participation rate and the unemployment rate for both gender. The first one is labor force rate. By using the formula employment plus unemployment divided by outside labor force. For 2012, male got 4.13% and female got 0.98%. For 2013, male got 4.25% and female got 1.11%. For 2014, male got 4.15% and female got 1.16%. For 2015, male got 4.17% and female got 1.18%. The next one is unemployment rate. By using the formula total unemployment divided by total labor force and times 100. For 2012, male got 2.96% and female got 3.16%. For 2013, male got 2.92%, while female got 3.44%. For 2014, male got 2.67% and female got 3.22%. The last one is 2015, male got 2.92% while female got 3.15%. Next, for question 2, the trend for women's unemployment rates and the labor force participation rates compare with men. For the overall trend analysis highlights gender disparities in Malaysian labor markets, while both male and female LFPR and unemployment rates underwent fluctuation, a consistent theme emerged. Females face challenges in achieving labor force participation and encounter higher unemployment rates compared to their male counterparts. The lower LFPR for females suggests potential barriers to entry or social norms impacting women's involvement in the workforce. The persistently higher unemployment rates for the female fathers underscore the needs for the target efforts to address gender-specific issues in the labor market, promoting equality and inclusivity for both genders. What the reason for the increasing number of female participation in labor force in Malaysia? The first one is the greater success of educational opportunities for women, and then Malaysia's economic growth and the shift towards a knowledge-based and service-oriented economy. The third one is the policies and initiative aimed at supporting women's employment, and the last one is the evolving social norms and attitude towards women in.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Siti Alia Syafit Razali, my matric number A22A0643. In this slide, I'm going to present about case 6, Tariff Affecting Australia Agriculture Export. The question 1, what kind of tariff has been imposed? The type of tariff charged is additional tariff. This is so because in July 2018, India increased the existing tariff rate on every Australia agriculture product. Okay, next question 2. What would be the ramification of India slapping a tax on Australia agriculture export? The consequence of additional tariff imposed on Australia agriculture export are: firstly, the economic impact on Australia is a reduction in export revenue and sector impact. The effect of the tax increase is to cause a decrease in export revenue for Australia agriculture product. The case study revealed a significant decrease in the value of fresh fruit export to India, with a drop from 1 to 2 million in November 2018 to 1 to 4 million in October 2019. This decline is particularly pronounced in certain agriculture sectors like cherry and apple.
Next, the producer price index IHPR and domestic prices are affected. There is a decrease in IHPR for fresh fruit. The imposition of tariff in the producer price index PPI for fresh fruit and melon show reduced profit for farmers. The IHPR fell by 10.1% in August 2018, impacting the domestic market significantly. However, the 5.4% decrease in plum prices indicate that consumer may benefit from lower prices, negatively impacting income and profit of domestic farmers. Lastly, implication for global trade, i.e. market reorientation. Australia exported mainly to find new market or adjust their marketing strategy to compensate for the loss in the market. Australia potential for alternative market for agriculture product development could disrupt trade dynamic, potential causing negative effect on Australia, Indian and other global.
Okay, next question 3. Using the appropriate diagram, examine the effect of tariff on Australian trade. How has welfare changed? When tariffs are applied, the price of exported goods rises, resulting in decrease in the amount demanded by the importing country. This reduces the volume of agricultural items sent from Australia, as illustrated in the eastern of fruit export to India. So this is a diagram. Before the tariff equilibrium has been reached at E0 and D0 intersect with S0 at the equilibrium price level P0 with the equilibrium quantity Q0. After the tariff is imposed on Australia, the supply curve shifts to the left from S0 to S1. As a result, the new equilibrium point E1 and quantity decrease from Q0 to Q1 while price increase from P0 to P1. Okay, next, impact of welfare. First, consumer surplus. Consumer surplus will reduce the impact of higher price increase due to tariff. This causes India to consumer to pay more for Australian fresh fruit, leading to a loss in consumer welfare. B. Producer surplus. Australian farmers experience decline in producer surplus due to lower prices received for their product on international market. C. Government revenue. The country that imposes a tariff, which is India, will get revenue or profit. And last, did we loss? Overall loss of welfare. Okay, the last question is question 4. Based on the above article, evaluate and critically analyze the benefit and drawback of international trade. Okay, the first benefit of international trade is rapid economic growth. Positive export result international trade can contribute to economic growth and expand the country's market. International trade allow excess supply in the country to be exported out of country. A wider market enable the company to obtain higher profit and subsequently increase the national income. In this case, prior to the imposition of tariff, Australia benefit from significant export revenue in the fresh fruit sector. Next, benefit for the consumer. International trade increases the availability and diversity of product. This is because when there is international trade, the supply of product that are not available in the country can be supplied continually and stably. Therefore, consumer will benefit from various types of goods, including fruit from different regions. Okay, last for benefit is specialization and efficiency. International common enable countries to specialize in manufacturing goods and services where they have a competitive advantage, resulting in higher efficiency and total economic growth. In this case, Australia can benefit from specialization in this industry due to its good environment and skill in the fruit cultivation. However, international trade also have drawbacks, which are restriction on tariff and trade barriers. Tariff and trade barrier restriction can have a substantial impact on international trade by distorting market dynamic, affecting export quantity and affecting product competitiveness. The case of India placing tariff on Australian agriculture export, example how such a move might reduce the value of export and necessitate government intervention to ameliorate the economic implication. Okay, last for the drawback is government intervention and subsidy. In response to adverse effect on domestic industry, the government needs to intervene as demonstrated by the Australian government purchase of supply commodity. This can involve subsidy and financial support, which has impact on fiscal policy. So for the critical analysis, the benefit and drawback of international trade, which in the case emphasizes the importance of diversifying export market to reduce the risk associated with dependent one market, as well as highlighting the needs for stronger trade agreement between countries to ensure that dispute settlement mechanism can reduce the impact on barrier trade. Okay,
Assalamualaikum, my name is Natasha binti Arwa and number matric A22A0555. I want to present about the case study for number 7, which is prop into bicycle from abroad. This case study states with 5 questions. For the first is, what is the meaning of dumping? Dumping is the export good at a lower price than production cost. When the price of export good is lower than the domestic price of good, or when price export good is lower than the one price of the third market. Next, for the question 2, suggest 2 reasons the foreign firm dump their bicycle in Malaysia. Firstly, due to a cycle downturn in the foreign home market. Economic downturn in certain nations can end up resulting in upsurge in dumping as a company try to maintain their sales volumes. The temporary gain from consuming more items at a cheaper price can can be weighed against to the social cost. Secondly, the currency manipulation. This will give impact on how goods and services are priced in internationally. For the third question, is dumping as an unfair act? The answer is yes, because the country send their commodity to another country with a lower price than their fair market value. The uneven playing field to encourage foreign companies to offer their product in internationally low rate. In the next question, suggest two effects of such dumping on local producers. Firstly, the quality product will be compromised. It may be a lesser quality because the overseas company cut the corner to decrease their cost. If the foreign company sell their bicycle in the poor quality, the bicycle reputation will be suffer. Secondly, it can give impact on Malaysian domestic bicycle producer profit margin. The local bicycle producer will lower their price to compete, resulting in the diminished profit margin. This will be impact on their ability to spend their money to do research and development, product quality and other factors. For the last question, explain 3 measures that Malaysian government can take to eliminate the dumping. Firstly, the government can impose anti-dumping duties. The government can start intend the address unfair pricing practice and level to playing field in the local producer. Next, the government can boost their homegrown industry. The government can create the policy that assists or develop the domestic industry. The government also can offering the financial incentive, the promoting research and fostering the economic environment to local business. Lastly, the government can inquiry and surveillance. The government can conduct the extensive investigation into suspected dumping situation. That's all for me.